Ah, agreed. Welcome back. Welcome back indeed. Yeah, this one was a bit difficult. Possibly one of the more difficult DRS10s I've done. Now, could it be more difficult? Sure, if it had double phoenixes in every sector, uh, and also more bombers. But there might be a limit to how many Serbs can spawn in general. So this might be the limit. So the main thing that was making this really difficult, right? First off, we got two Phoenix and Storm spawns in the hydrogen sectors, right? Normally that wouldn't be a problem because I would just go for the hydrogen sector that's closer to the jump gate. However, this one had a bomber, and that bomber was in range of many things my civilian ships would be sitting on. So I had to take them both out. So that was a thing. Also, two planet level 10s were adjacent to the star, meaning that I can't intercept and EMP the destroyers from within the sectors. Because it's pretty dangerous doing that. Also, the asteroids, all of the asteroids that are closer to the star were closer to the planet. You know, they were pushed in, as opposed to the ones like down here that I pushed out. Had there been an asteroid like right here on this corner, I probably could have, or I probably would have tried to at least. So yeah, I have to leap onto one of them and kill the destroyer while taking its vengeance damage to the face, and have the other one get hit with my own vengeance. So that's not a big deal. Also, the double bomber here, right in the path of this last planet. So I would have to intercept a destroyer in this sector with two bombers and a bunch of guardians and sentinels, which again, this bad RNG on the spawning there. So yeah, also two planets have a or will have a double phoenix because the phoenix spawns at the very beginning. So yeah, surprisingly, this star is not that difficult because of bombers, which is usually the most or the main thing that would kill you in DRS, right? It's just the sheer amount of capital ships this time. All the phoenixes, the bad planet spawn, extra storms, and all that. So yeah, so as usual, take out the bombers, throw the vengeance ship onto the storms that, well, any storms that are nearby that don't have anything else in there, so I can just knock it out on its own without me having to deal with it. I finally figured out what was going on because sometimes when I launch rocket drone within range of a Serb and it fires, I won't be able to leap. It's because that Serb had moved out of the range of the rocket drone. So I believe it tried to fire at this bomber initially, but that bomber moved away. Excuse me. Moved away from the rocket that was coming towards it. So basically, my rocket drone wasn't technically attacking anything, and thus leap could not activate. So, and I had to move out of the way because of the bomber rockets that were on its way. Had I waited a little bit, it would have been just fine. But it's okay. It launched a second rocket at that guardian there, and leapt onto here again. Leap is how I usually break the Phoenix shields in the hydrogen sectors because technically I don't need leap in the very beginning of a star. I only need leap towards the middle and end. In the very beginning, it's just teleporting and EMPing and all that. So I can burn it there, break the shield, but not try to clear the sector because without the shield, the Phoenix is not that difficult to kill. So I did that while I was waiting for the destroyers to spawn in. And yeah, really bad spot there. Sadly, this one decided to spawn on the side where all the guardians and interceptors, or guardians and sentinels, are. So trying to intercept it there would mean I would have to land on there and time it perfectly to EMP the destroyer, and at the same time have my Massbat kill everything quick enough to actually kill the destroyer, because your weapons will attack the closest thing first, so I would have to chew through all those guardians, and then it would finally attack the destroyer. So I decided to try and clear the sector a bit first, try and lure these Serbs over, and my intention was to move across, but I was not too comfortable, not only with all these signals that would be, hitting me while moving across, but also the cooldown on those rockets. I was not too comfortable doing that, so I tried to wait for the rockets and move across in case, the Guardians weren't dead in time. But it looks like I took my time a little too much, and the destroyer was already on top of the asteroid. So I decided to leave because the ship was already low on hull. And it only takes 2 rockets to kill it, so bailed there and teleported onto here. Sadly, I had to EMP because this bomber had delayed its fire because my ship that was there had left, so I had to EMP immediately to not take rockets to the face, even though I would have been fine if I did. And I was trying to time it so I wouldn't get hit by that vengeance, but it happened, so that's fine. At least I knocked out all the destroyers. Well, knocked out that destroyer anyway. That was going to be the one I had to deal with the most. So, looking at my options here, this sector had 2 phoenixes, so I threw my vengeance at that one. And decided, because these ghosts had decided to chase me down, I'd just knock these 2 bombers out, since their rockets were on cooldown. And so here I was kind of biding my time, trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle these things. So yeah, teleported my vengeance onto here because there's 2 phoenixes, and double phoenixes are quite annoying to deal with naturally, so knocked that out. Also, it's closer to the planet level 9, which is where my transports will be. I teleported my other brawler over here just to lure the Phoenix away from that destroyer so it wouldn't be covered by the shield. Yeah, the Vengeance ship took that entire sector out as usual. Waited for the Storm to be on top of the Phoenix before launching drone so I can EMP them both at the same time. Knock out the destroyer, take the Vengeance to the face, which is, it's fine. EMP them right before a rocket could be shot down by the Phoenix. So this is normally how I take out, DRS10 planets. However, sadly, I can't really do a whole lot and stay there because that second storm would do a lot of damage to me. Now, if I had Leap 13, which is what I'm barreling towards, if I had Leap 13, I could one-shot the destroyers and my shield wouldn't eat so much damage. So I could sit there and take a couple of storm darts to the face while damaging the EMP'd ships, as it were. So something to look forward to when I get Leap 13 eventually. So yeah, knock that out. So that's all of the destroyers taken out. So I can take a breather and finally get the civilian ships in. That's very late for the civilian ships, but better late than never, right? So I got them all started to civilize a bit, get the hydrogen going, and as usual, have the Vengeance ship and one brawler, preferably the brawler that has all of its modules on cooldown, protect the civilian ships, knocking out interceptors or ghosts that spawn. And the other one that has its cooldowns up will keep attacking and fighting and whatnot. I decided this sector right here was a really easy leap opportunity because every capital ship would die in one leap landing. So that's what I did there. Probably didn't need to do that, to be honest, but I figured essentially I'd tackle this right here, which I can save that for last, really. Use leap on this sector and then knock out that bomber on the way, because I don't really need leap to knock out that bomber, because it had just a bunch of guardians with it, so not that big a deal. And plus I had EMP up anyway. So yeah, so now this one's on defense and this one's on offense, although I think I believe I had a hard time with protecting, because the interceptors and ghosts were spawning on very different corners of the map. Yeah, like I had some ghosts down here, and now they spawn all the way over here. Now, normally this wouldn't be an issue, because I would have my two defending ships, in two separate areas. Because Teleport 13 can only take you so far. But the way they were spawning kind of made them group together a little bit. So they'd be spawning all the way over here, and I would have to move in range to teleport over there and all that. It was a mess, to say the least. I wanted to leap onto here, right, and I can't leap with ghosts nearby because of, of the way they are, so I used this other ship to take out those ghosts and knock out the interceptor. Got the civilian ships loading up as usual. But then I saw these two over here were spawning. Now, I could have used my vengeance ship to take that out, but I kind of didn't want to, because I prefer to heal. I mean, I guess I could have, huh? I guess I just didn't want to use that repair drone there. I don't know, but yeah, I could have leapt onto there instead and had the vengeance ship take that out, but yeah, you see the crazy spawning that they're doing here. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't want to heal this ship with its own repair drone, but yeah, I decided because of how much the interceptors and ghosts were messing up my flow, use the second vengeance on this planet, which again, I usually don't like doing. I prefer to take out 2 planets with leap, but sometimes it is necessary, and this star was pretty difficult, all things considered. Yeah, I guess there were technically 2 phoenixes and a bomber in that sector, so leaping in there would be kind of difficult, to be honest. But yeah, so knocked all that out, and from here it is just defending, but again, these crazy long distance spawn gates that they're doing here. You see, I can't really reach that interceptor from there. And this one's teleport was on cooldown for that. And then, yeah, I didn't see that one spawn, so I had to teleport over there. And yeah, it was quite a mess. Now, I know DRS10 defending is like the most difficult of any star. But I've gotten used to it. But I'm not quite used to them spawning the way they are here. I missed that EMP there because I was trying to boost my artifacts and whatnot. Yeah, so it was a little rough, all things considered, from beginning to end, but that's what you live for when you decide to do solo stars, But yeah, so all in all, very difficult star, very awkward positioning and planning. I also had to bring in a 5th transport because these artifacts were really good. Something I didn't notice until like halfway through. So I had to go back into my yellow star and find a transport and bring it out here. Because I'm researching the transport and combat artifacts. And this star has a lot of them. So yeah, a lot of things to jumble, but again, it's what you live for. Anyway, I guess that's all. I'll see you around with this madness. Ta-ta for now.